Welcome everybody to the Get Bit Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, guys, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts with the most, Black Spartan, Short Guy Joe, Tafari TV. I know I'm extremely happy about today for various reasons, but guys, how we feeling? It's the weekend, 1 week closer to St. Patrick's, St. Nick's showing up with the elves and whatnot. Another week to buy deals that you could possibly get on New Year's. But how are we feeling?
I got the sniffles.
2 words. SpongeBob. My legs.
Oh yeah. For all those that do not follow Tafari TV, you should, because this man was walking on a treadmill. I want to say, what do you say, about a good 8 hours today? 4 on and 4 off.
4 on today, 4 on yesterday. So I have not. It's yeah. Don't play Star Fox Adventures and don't Platinum Final Fantasy Rebirth. You'll regret both.
Yeah, he definitely I was watching you play Star Fox Adventures. I was like, oh, I forgot why I didn't play this game, and now I want to play this game just for the challenges. Although that terrible crappy angle about you being on that pterodactyl is trying to avoid incoming fire.
It's so like it's the fact it's how they build the aim. So it's basically it stays centered, and then when you move the analog, the second you let go, it tries to go back to that center point. So doing that while it's in motion is just god awful. And then whenever you try to aim standing, your range is set like this, so you can't move past a certain point without turning your entire character. I see how it was supposed to be something else, and then that last minute Nintendo bought it. It was like slap the Star Fox label on there.
Yep, icy level difficulty. But with that being said, guys, as you can see, we are a little bit more on the leveled up side, so we do try to watch our language. And trailers of movies and video games, especially the trailers we're showing tonight, might be a little bit too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So, as we begin our last Get Bit of the year for 2024, a little show called the Video Game Awards what happened yesterday, and Tafari did bring up a wonderful point as we were expecting some news, some trailer news. I feel sorry for all you GTA 6 fans because y'all thought that last one at the end was going to be about y'all, and it wasn't. Suffice to say, don't blame us, blame Rockstar. But Tafari had pointed out one thing that I completely forgot about before the awards show even got live. There was a strike. The video game actors strike was still going on, and it's still going on at this time. And because of that, we were wondering how it would affect the show. Well, I'll give it to Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeff, along with a handful of others, I'm going to be honest, a lot of people are saying the show was dry. You know, you didn't have a lot of presenters. You didn't have a lot of surprise acts and things of that nature. Let me say this because I will say this and I'll throw it around to everybody else. I will defend Jeff on this because, number one, we don't have E3 anymore. The major players are doing their own showcases. What the Summer of Games and what the Video Games Awards are the E3s that unfortunately we have now, which means that if we want to see a game get released, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be there. If we want to see more information or something or surprises, they usually happen there. Now, what's going on between corporations and the video game actors, which is basically a part of the Screen Actors Guild, they want protections because with the birth of AI, it is causing problems to where video game corporations may take advantage to save themselves money and cheat actors out of rightful pay. So I understand the actors and I understand them taking on the strike, but I don't think Mr. Jeff should get crapped on because for him to present a show the way he did, along with the others yesterday, I thought was a great job. I thought the man, you can only do so much. You can't turn around and make a strike happen, reverse on your own. But the show itself was good. It didn't have what we're used to, and that's only because of the strike. But at the same time, the presentation was well done. You had a lot of nice moments. And again, at the end, I feel sorry for you GTA 6 fans, the way he built that up. But let's be honest, GTA 6, 2028 will get here before GTA 6 does. But before we get into those trailers, guys, what did y'all guys think of the Video Game Awards? I mean, did you guys like it? Did you guys are okay by it? Because I know we're gonna talk about our choice trailers momentarily. But just overall, what did you guys think?
Joe, you can go.
It was fun. He's getting better at running it. We didn't have the music trying to play anybody off. Everyone got fair time. Kojima was kept to a minimum. The Muppets were kept to a minimum. Only Oswald and Waldorf, which they were just savage all night that night. That was great.
They were ripping into him. Good God.
So I think he's finally got it down. Fluke guy came back.
Mm-hmm.
That one thing, the whole Snoop Dogg and 21 Stone Temple Pilot thing was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Snoop Dogg.
At this point,
what
Snoop
game
Dogg's
was he promoting?
Let's just be honest. Snoop Dogg's doing side quests at this point, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. Fair amount of stuff that I want to play, but probably can't because of new living situations are coming. But that'll be something for future Joe to worry about.
All right, Tafari, what do you think?
Yeah, it's not Jeff's fault. I'll say this was probably the most fair distribution of awards they've had in their 10-year history. Happy anniversary, but also the driest award they've ever had because Jeff basically had to play offense, defense, starting lineup, and defensive and offensive line, and DB and receiver, and put up Jordan numbers, but. It was different because during the writers and the actors, we don't always see much. But this was a premiere, multiple premieres that all of us were watching at the same exact time. So I don't know if they just didn't have people or they had people say ahead of time they weren't coming. But when we started rapid firing like 5 awards at a time, which at least gave the people who did win time to speak. Nobody really got hit with the wrap it up box, which was cool. Snoop Dogg, I don't even know if Snoop would have came if he didn't have an album to promote. I was very disappointed in the crowd when he turned to them and nobody said 6 a.m. And
I think that's a generational thing.
Yeah,
it's gotta be. You've heard the song, like so much drama in the LB. Everyone's heard it once and knows that part. When he turned the mic and I heard nothing, I was like, "Where are we right now?"
It just goes like Joe said. That generational divide is ever widening.
Sorry, Busta Rhymes. It was good. I'm very happy with how this went. I'm glad. I definitely thought some people were getting shafted and who actually got multiple awards. Good on you for Helldivers. Player's Voice. Thank you all for not letting a fucking mobile game win. Nobody stopped that shit. Wukong, I said game of the year. I said if not Wukong, it'll be the Astro upset, and I'm okay with that. Astro being the champion, Wukong Player's Voice, the people's choice, that people's champ. I'm okay with how that went as far as who won what.
Yeah, I could agree to that. But before we get into the trailers, because let's be honest, that's the reason why we watch Video Game Awards for most of the trailers. We do have a couple of short movies that, well, since it's the holidays, it kind of matches up to the holiday spirit. And of course, Deadpool, who is going to wind up Marvel Jesus, is going to wind up being everywhere. And this is actually a commercial for Sick Kids Foundation between Kidpool and Deadpool and a very special guest. If you have not seen this trailer, first and foremost, just watch.
Woo! Benevolence is thirsty work.
Huh. Where to next?
Well, I thought we'd eliminate sick kids.
Oh, dude, that's so up.
No. We're eliminating the sickness by encouraging people to donate. We're going to need some help because you and I are technically R-rated, and these are kids. Sick kids.
Did someone call for help?
Linda Carter! What the f*** are you? Aren't you a wonderful woman?
Okay, so what's the plan?
We're going to help eliminate sick kids by raising money for Sick Kids Hospital.
What do you need me to do?
Don't be so obtuse.
So obtuse. The thing, if you don't mind.
The thing.
Come on, lady, give us the sugar.
Yes.
Stand back. Here I go.
What's happening? She's gonna do it!
did this?
The DC lawyers, I knew it.
That's one fucking ugly sweater.
Yeah, it's probably the same guy that got Cavill and that other Batman. Let's ride.
I'm sorry. That always gets me. And this is also guys, for y'all that don't know, this is an actual charity. So please, if you can, as you can see right there, Sick Kids SweaterLove.ca. You can donate to them if you can. Leave it to Ryan Reynolds to throw in a DC shot whenever he can. It's like it had to be the DC lawyers because it's like we were robbed, and of course, Kidpool just, he really is Marvel Jesus. But again, if you can donate, guys, SickKidsSweaterLove.ca is where you can do that. And the other Christmas short that we have, because Sonic 3 is not too far off from coming out. I know Tafari is waiting to go see it, and hopefully he's going to give us his review of that. They actually had enough time to do a nice little 2-minute short, which again is a very Sonic Christmas if you have not seen it.
Since this is our first holiday together, I'm going to show you guys how to do it right. There's the lights and the ugly sweaters.
Disgusting.
And the most important part, Santa Claus.
I am familiar with Mr. Santana.
It's Santa, but yeah, he's awesome. And he's the only one on Earth almost as fast as me.
How does he do it?
Why don't we ask him?
Where did I put my keys? Whoa!
Oh, my golden ring, Santa! Are you okay? Can I get a pic?
Oh no! My ankle! I'll never be able to deliver all my presents in time. Not to worry, Santana. I will alert the children that Christmas is canceled.
No! Wait. There's gotta be another way.
Well, if there was someone who was almost as fast as me, and that person had help from a team. Then maybe.
Maybe. Hold on. Are you saying you want Team Sonic to save Christmas?
A streak of blue dash across the sky. This Christmas he'll set a record time.
These two are definitely on the naughty list. Santa, we did it!
But you forgot the most important gift.
Nunchuck?
You
Lots and
please.
lots and lots of grapes.
The gift of knowing you're part of a family.
Thank you, Santa. Now let's get you home.
Shadow? What are you doing?
You chose the wrong hedgehog. He can't even teleport.
Well, if he can teleport, why did he have to steal my sleigh?
I feel like this guy's gonna be a problem.
To be kind of honest, I don't know who did that music, but it was still funny to watch that. But that's
not bad.
No, it ain't bad at all. But as you can see, guys, that does come out. Sonic Hedgehog 3 does come out December 20th. Again, get tickets wherever you can because I'm pretty sure that first weekend is going to be completely and utterly sold out. But that being said,
Kingdom.
Say what? Oh yeah, between that and Mufasa.
Yep.
That's gonna be rough. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be. Now that I think about it, that's gonna be. I don't know how that's gonna shake out.
I think they'll both do fine. I think it'll still be just who's going to make the most money. I don't think anyone's going to be bleeding dry, though.
Yeah, maybe so. I kind of want both to do well, but, that soundtrack for Mufasa better be just freaking awesome, honestly.
They said people were saying that about the first Lion King. They're like, oh, who needs this? I'm like, but I worked at the cheap theater, and we sold out almost every showing.
See? Again, people underestimate it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the trailers now, guys. For the Video Game Awards, they showed off rough count, like I want to say closer to maybe 55 to 60 games got announced. We're not doing all those trailers. we are not. We actually, among us three, we did pick the ones that we thought were standouts that we're looking forward to. that are worth talking about. Now, this does not mean that the other games out there are not worth talking about. This is just the ones that we saw, that we like, that we're excited about to play, whether it's this year or next year, or even a few years from now. Starting with a Witcher game, which, again, I did not expect to see a Witcher game. I won't even say recently, considering the fact the Wild Hunt has now been out for about 5, maybe 6 years. The fact that we are now, that CD Projekt Red is kind of stepping away from Cyberpunk 2077. Post their last update, they gave us some look forward to in The Witcher 4. If you haven't seen the trailer, here it is.
Dearest daughter, I've watched ye grow from a devilishly curious child into a remarkably young lass with much grace, wisdom, and kindness. Take the easy times what shape us, nay. 'Tis how we rise to face the hard times what does that for us. Even heart of gold, eve the spirit to overcome adversities aplenty. Darling, sweeten. Today's the day ye fill out your destiny. Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
I shall be the bringer of salvation.
A witcher? Witcher! Whose coin did he take? Nay, you can't. 'Tis tradition. Chosen she is, by the gods.
No! You chose her. Back to the village. Go, now.
Nay! I must save them! Save the village!
Save yourself! Run! To shelter! To your father! Run!
Cannot be changed. You can't change anything.
Save me! Make your animal sailor! Save the village! Disconnection! I was chosen to watch your fortune, so thank you!
She went to go to the woods. The chosen one. It's tradition.
Oh no, no, no.
It's all we wanted. For her to go to the woods. To go to the gods.
Gods? There are no gods here. There are only monsters.
And all I can say is I'm sold. For all those that know that was the trailer for Witcher 4 that did show at the video game at the Game Awards. I'm sold. What do y'all got? Because if the gameplay is going to be like that, I got no words except win.
I've never played any of the Witcher games, but when did 3 come out? Because it's been out for a hot minute, hasn't it?
I want to say almost 6 or 7 years ago.
Was 3 a 360 game originally, or was it a next gen after that?
No, 3 was next gen. 2 and 1 were The Witcher was 360 game. The Witcher 2 was an Xbox One game, and The Witcher 3 that was the last gen before Series X.
Okay, so yeah, I mean the show did pretty decent. I know the last season wasn't too highly regarded with Cavill and everyone leaving, but I don't know. I didn't even know they could have a female Witcher. I thought it was going to be the same person again.
No. The way they were talking, because Far, you don't know, in 2 and 3 you get introduced to Cersei. That's the person who's going to be the protagonist in this one. So
okay,
she was actually trained by Geralt, and in 3 you wound up. 3 was the end of Geralt's story, and it'll be the beginning of Cersei's story in 4. So that's the reason why they're showing her. Now, you'll probably see Geralt of Rivia in 3, but technically he's supposed to be retired. We don't know that yet. But again, it just looks freaking great. Joe, does this make you want to play The Witcher 4?
I mean, as long as the combat's better. That was the only problem with The Witcher last time, is it had really bad combat.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, it looks freaking great. But move right along, because I did not have this on my bingo card for a Looney Tunes movie. The Day the Earth Blew Up. I have not seen this trailer. Tafara, Joe, have y'all seen this?
Yep.
I have, just because I know. I feel like they tried to throw this away with Coyote versus Acme, and somebody blew the whistle, and now it's known too well, and Zaslav is somewhere punching air. But yeah, this is their first fully animated feature Looney Tunes film, and it's not even a bug story.
Cool. I'm looking to see it. This is The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
For generations, you laughed with them. You cried with them. And watched them grow. In 2025, they're coming to the big screen like never before.
Did it pause?
Daffy. Oh! I barely even know you! We're not afraid of nothing! What? Here's the script. Catch up on your own time. We have to act fast, and there's only one person that can do the job. Daffy Duck. Daffy?
Oh, no, not the duck.
Man.
The duck?
That's right. The duck.
You gotta be kidding me. Who greenlit this garbage?
Who's there? Get it off me! Get it off me! Get it off me! Get it off me! Oh, is it over?
I will watch that.
Apparently it's been shopped around at film festivals for like a year and a half now, and they've been saying it's great. I don't know what took them so long to finally like show people that this exists.
That is funny. Looks like it comes out February 28th of next year, but that is funny. But this also makes me wonder, why did not Acme, Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, which again, not to sound like a broken record to Fire IDU, but it's like, wait a minute, this got greenlit, but Coyote versus Acme didn't?
I think Coyote versus Acme is done too. These were both finished films that they just tried to throw in the trash. There's going to be like some kind of money laundering scheme with make projects, use them for tax write-offs that we don't know about.
Pretty much, I
guess. Them after you get done with Sony.
It's just, I think it's freaking hilarious because there's a lot of adult humor. Joe, what do you think?
Oh, I love it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love that they got. It's just Daffy. There's no Bugs, which is very, very rare since Bugs is usually the centerpiece for these things. So, plus this also harkens back to old school stuff because it used to be Porky and Daffy usually teamed up.
Yeah. So it's just kind of funny where it's like the duck, the duck. Daffy finally gets his time to shine. But anyway, February 28th is going to make a nice little run for it. But moving right along with the trailers that we picked, this one is literally an untitled game. Yes, it is untitled because that's the way they show it at the Video Game Awards. It is made by the same people that did Ico, that did Shadow of the Colossus. So
I can't wait for this.
So I've got nothing from this, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So for all those that haven't seen it, this is the upcoming design game that doesn't have a title.
As you recall, very swift and like 25 kilometers radius of ground zero level. Seconds. 55 seconds. 50 seconds. 45 seconds. 30 seconds. 35 seconds. Sharknado in 30 seconds. 25 seconds. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I will say this: if you're literally trying to sell us something or get our attention, successful, I guess. Like we said, guys, this one was shown at the Video Game Awards. Did not have a name, did not have a title. Just lets you know that the same people that did the Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian, those are the same people that are making this upcoming game. But fellas, do we have any speculation on this as far as what the crap we're looking at? Are we looking at mechs? Are we looking at another Shadow of the Colossus? Maybe. I'm I'm spitballing here because I've got next to nothing on that.
It had the climbing almost like the Shadow of the Colossus, but it seems like it could be a more future-based type of entry.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're famous for making games that don't tell you anything; they just drop you in and let you figure it out, but in a way that isn't super frustrating.
Right.
So I'm very curious to see what this is, who or what the bad guy is. Could this finally be the answers to the Cult of Dorman they created in Shadow of the Colossus?
See, that's what makes me wonder what it could possibly be. And I know as we get close to it, maybe more information will come out. It does kind of seem very Colossus-like just because you see the giant mech, you see the same kind of dark substance that was in Shadow of the Colossus that was surrounding those guardians, or I should say the bosses that you fought. So it might have some relevancy to that. It's just kind of hard to say at the moment. But Joe, any thoughts on it?
Kind of only knows this is an Ico game with mechs, so we got to get to climbing and get to stealing the heads. That's about it.
Pretty much. Hey, Lady Mandalore.
Hey, Kira.
Because I know she's probably either finished streaming Assassin's Creed or probably took a break one too. But thanks for dropping in and saying hi. But like I said, we'll know about that title as we get close to it. I'm just, like I said, if you want to get people talking, that's one way to do it. But moving on though, a nice surprise that we got. Omnimusha, Way of the Sword. Again, if you've never played the PlayStation 2 game Omnimusha Warlords, or the other one following that, might want to jump in because the trailer for Way of the Sword looks freaking awesome.
Feels like I'm getting less human by the minute.
And that, guys, was the trailer for Onimusha, Way of the Sword. As you can see, comes out in 2026. Will be on next gen, so you're looking at PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. Fellas, I am looking. If this was a nice surprise yesterday, but what else needs to be said? Just the fact that it looks great. I know some people are kind of wondering, is it going to be Souls-like? And to me, Onimusha has never been Souls-like. Has there been a level of learning to actually play the game? Yes, but it's not Souls-like. At least I don't think so. But again, I'm looking forward to it. I got nothing else to say about this one. But what do you guys want to say?
Never played the first one, so how unrealistic or spirit monster fighting is the Onimusha series or franchise?
Good survival horror.
Thank you.
It kind of became a bit more action survival horror as they went on, though. So, like, the big thing was the parry system into insta-kill slashes. Mm-hmm. So you could, like, group up a bunch of grunts, parry one grunt, and then just chain 3 insta-kill slashes in one move. Yeah. That was Onimusha 2 and 3 that did that, because they did something, they modified the Onimusha Dreams of Destiny, the one with the blue Oni dude.
Yeah, that's what it was called. Multitasking. Well, just be careful, Kira. That's all we ask.
Yeah, don't be like me. What was the one that everybody was? Okami. That's the one I kept thinking about that hasn't had a game in like almost 2 decades.
It has 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
It has.
It came out on PS2, and then they have a sequel with Okami's child, Mini Okami.
Right. But here's the weird part, because it's funny that you brought up the sequel, because that's actually the next trailer that we have for this. But before I do that, Joe, did you have anything on Onimusha you want to talk about, or just
I
that?
just can't wait for it. I really can't. That's gonna be so much fun.
Is Okami a rare game? Because why the fuck is it $60 minimum online right now?
Because of its rarity.
Which one?
The first Okami. You know how many times I picked that up on accident thinking it was Kingdom Hearts and then put it down? I'm like, no one's going to pick this up. And I'm seeing and graded $1,300, $1,500, $89.99, $60, $200. Gee, like, whoever's
you can get it for $5.
Oh, yeah. It's
on PSN.
Yeah.
Or do you mean Okami Den, the DS game?
It's only because of the rarity. Like for some, they're trying to get, especially like Joe said, you can go on PSN Network and get the digital copy for probably less than $5. But for those that are trying to get the actual disc game, that's why you're seeing almost the same price as almost a brand new game. Only because it's rare. But it's weird though, because like you said, it has almost been, I want to say, almost 2 decades since the first Okami, if I'm right. But for all those that weren't watching the Video Game Awards yesterday, they actually did come up with a sequel for this. And I'm going to be honest, makes you want to hop back into it. Now I gotta pause it right there for two reasons. Number one, the fact that it's a Capcom game and they're bringing back Okami in a sequel game, and number two, this individual right here. Joe, would you love to explain why this man is very important to Okami? You muted, Joe.
Creator of multiple experimental titles like Godfist and Okami, ran Clover Studios. I think Beautiful Joe's one of his games too.
Yep.
Went to Platinum, and then Platinum. Then he left Platinum.
Multitasking.
Or no, he didn't go to Platinum. He went over to. Did he do Hi-Fi Rush?
Yes.
Was that him?
Then he left Hi-Fi Rush, and he left He left them after Hi-Fi Rush and went back to Capcom.
A very sought-after game director is the reason why a lot of people are just surprised that he is back at the fold for the next Okami sequel, but it honestly just feels right. No news on when that's going to get released, guys, so we're pretty much waiting in the wings on that one. But again, like I said, Tafari, if you ever get a chance, you really should try playing the first one.
You know what it was? I was getting my RPG fix with early GameCube Zelda games, and Kingdom Hearts 2 had just dropped. So from the side, the cases look the same. So you very much would pick up Okami thinking it was Kingdom Hearts and then put it right back. That's what kept happening.
Fair enough. But speaking of things that were surprising, Helldivers. Again, if you've never played Helldivers 2, please give it a chance when you get it. Please give it a chance when you do, because number one, you're not going to be disappointed. Number 2, Super Earth needs you. That being said, they do have their next, I won't call it DLC, but I'll call it expansion, Omens of Tyranny. Joe, what'd you say this was? What'd you call the enemies in this one?
They're not quite Protoss.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the trailer for Helldivers 2 Omens of Tyranny, here it is in all its beautiful glory.
They arrived without warning, laying waste to our peaceful colonies, crushing all resistance. They stole our citizens' homes and their minds, and something much, much worse, their freedom. But when our citizens are attacked, our greatest heroes arrive to set them free. Together, we will save our people from this tortured existence. For we are those who stand in the way of all tyranny, who will give our lives today for a freer tomorrow, who will take back control of freedom. And deliver peace to our homes. We are the Helldivers.
Again, if you've never played Helldivers 2, you are freaking missing out. Omens of Tyranny is actually out now. So again, definitely like, I mean, what more else to say about this? The fact that you have now vehicles, looks like new weapons and new enemies, and looks like a lot of fun. But what'd you guys think?
Everybody was predicting that we were going to get a third enemy this year, if at the Game Awards, especially if not sometime. They I forget what all they got, but they definitely earned an award for losing your entire fan base and then winning them back over the span of a few months. Partially the fault of Sony, but still.
Yeah.
PvE games don't need patches on the weapons unless they're not doing what they're supposed to, but stuff was too OP, and even so, if it's not player versus player, then what of it?
That part. Joe, any thoughts on Helldivers 2 Omens of Tyranny?
Freedom.
Except for aren't the automatons also what, human or Helldiver brains in the robots, or is that strictly for this faction? Because I know they kidnapped the citizens, but I always heard the Terminators were people.
I think it's strictly for this faction, if I'm remembering it right. But either way, like I said, if you haven't played Helldivers, you really should. That is fun. And a lot of people, again, because not a lot of people are now playing it, makes it a whole lot easier for you to jump in and actually enjoy it. Because let's be honest, you don't want to have a battle. You don't want to have a battlefield situation. Just pointing that out there. But a couple of short trailers that we do have, because we did not see this coming. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. If you've ever wanted to literally and figuratively show off a game and you only have 60 seconds for a commercial, this is pretty much it. Yep, short, sweet, and to the friggin' point. Still will play it whenever it does come out. Looks like it'll come out on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox One Series X, Switch, and Steam. And also will be in the Epic Game Store. There's never really been a bad Sonic Racing game, has it, fellas?
There has been
to my
everybody,
knowledge.
the fandom was screaming. We said remaster riders, not racing.
I mean, I'm just saying, I would fully agree with that. But I guess, like I said, we're getting another racing game.
Yeah, they were hoping for either Sonic, especially because I've seen people play it. There's a Sonic Riders Tournament Edition that's like a good custom fan game. But people were hoping for a remaster of that or Sonic Heroes, and we went with kart racing. The fearless year of Shadow is truly at an end. We're going right back to regular scheduled programming in January. It was fun while it lasted.
Pretty much. Joe, anything you want to add to that very short trailer?
For which one?
For Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
Oh, yep. Yay, Shadow. Hopefully Keanu also voices him for this.
That's a good question. I'll have to look that up. Because honestly, I don't know if he is voicing or not.
They may give Danica Patrick again in the GoDaddy car, so everybody just stay calm.
I can hear Kira now. Rage Daddy. I can hear her now. Without her not even being here, I can hear her now.
He'll be a pre-order bonus or something. I'm curious to see how they try to get people to buy this after, because Generations was basically a game plus an extra DLC, and that did great.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll still probably sell, but we'll see. Another game, which again I'm a little worried about because this is the second time they've tried to bring this game up. And this is looking early. I know this is early pre-data footage, but Double Dragon Revive. They already tried this with Double Dragon Neon, and that was okay. But I'm gonna leave it up to you guys on this one. I'm concerned.
It begins. Another battle.
Let's get this done.
And it's time we settle this. Shadows surround you.
Let's go. No time to waste. Feel the dragon's wrath. Tensatsu Yoshiki. Let's end this.
Okay.
I need gameplay. Cool, big name, bringing it back. What's it looking like?
My thoughts exactly. That's Double Dragon Revive. Will be out October 23rd of next year for PS5 and PS4. I agree. I need to see gameplay because that trailer did not scream attention. But Joe, any thoughts on that?
I'll pass.
I mean, I'm not blaming you.
I feel like a lot of the less than stellar trailer. I feel like a lot of trailers made the cut in place of a lot of the industry not showing up last night.
Yeah, I mean that too. But I mean, there's let me put it this way: there's going to be a difference between Double Dragon Revive, and Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which that was the first thing they showed at the Video Game Awards. It looks freaking great, but for all those that haven't seen it, this is the point I'm about to make.
お前の力はこの程度か。まだまだ。
reason I play this is because, again, Ninja Gaiden, which I will never not be a fan of, I will never not be a fan of that series. We have a new 2D, 2D side scroller, a 3D environment called Ragebound. It looks polished. It looks great. I definitely want to play it. Which again is different from Double Dragon because again, I don't know who was the guy that was supposed to be on the advertising side of that, but they can take some lessons from Dotemu.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because that makes me want to play it. But am I wrong in that way of thinking, guys, or am I not giving Double Dragon enough time to really show what it's got?
The Dotemu is also the people who did TMNT Shredder's Revenge. So
right.
This 2D side scrolling is their territory. So it's already got a big safety net around it, whereas Double Dragon didn't show us anything outside of cinematic.
That part. That's the part where I'm just like, maybe it just needs time to develop. Maybe it just needs advertising. I just know that if you put those two games in front of me, I'm picking Ninja Gaiden before I pick Double Dragon. And that's just off the strength of the trailer alone. But Joe, I mean, same way I'm throwing that question to you. I mean, does Ragebound get your attention more than Double Dragon does right now?
Not really. I'm not big much on beat 'em up platformers.
Fair enough. But if you had to choose,
probably Ragebound. I mean, the only thing that confuses me is there's 2 Ryu Hayabusas at that thing. So,
so unless it's
passing the name down to the new guy,
that's what. I mean, I could guess that. To be kind of honest with you, I could really guess that. But like I said, just the gameplay alone makes me want to play it. But speaking of things that probably need a little bit of gameplay, because I know I'm kind of jumping in between trailers, this one, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Do we want to say anything about this one, guys, or just let it play first?
We'll let it run first.
1980s, the video game.
All right, guys, here's the trailer for Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet.
Jordan.
Tell me something good.
Well, you're right. It checks out. He's hiding out around the Superior Moon.
Excellent.
Dude, how is that excellent? He's next to fucking Superior. No one has left that planet in over 600 years. Anyone who even flies close to it is never heard from again.
Superstitions.
No. Superstitions are the crazy rumors about what happened on that planet. These are facts.
You worry too much.
You know what I worry just right about? I say we wait for him to leave, or how about we find a new lead? He's not worth it. I'm wasting my time, aren't I?
Can you please blame him? I don't need another hunter swooping in.
Who is swooping? No one is crazy enough to go there.
He clearly is.
He is clearly desperate.
And so am I, so claim him, or I will find another agent.
You know, that's with all your fucking shit. Okay, alright, you know what? There, you're the boss.
Thank you.
Listen, kid. I'll see you on the other side.
And that, guys, was the trailer for Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Will be on PS5 eventually. I'm not gonna lie, they had a great opportunity to use Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys and missed it.
Right.
I mean,
But
I
I
wasn't
think
drinking Crystal Pepsi.
didn't Guardians already do that same song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they didn't want to seem too much like it. Like the CD player in space was already kind of pushed. Like it's
I mean, true.
I don't see. Apparently, the fans are very split over it. Like it's balanced on likes and dislikes on YouTube. But it's also Naughty
Totally
Dog.
agree.
Yeah, it's Naughty Dog. I don't think they'll make a bad game.
Right. And their history. I mean, Naughty Dog has a pretty average history of making good games. I mean, outside of
we just know it's going to be remastered at least 8 times.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's remastered, and then they may make some story choices you're not a fan of, and then make you play from the worst possible perspective ever. But other than that, the gameplay is still good. I mean, Last of Us 2 was beautiful. We just didn't like all the shenanigans around the release.
And at the same time, a lot of people didn't like the ending. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I didn't like the dog killing.
I mean,
you can take out the animals in Last of Us.
Yeah. But I mean, from what it looks like, I definitely want to play it because I just want to see what the whole story is about. And at the same time, it's Naughty Dog. More than likely, there's going to be a Crash reference or an Uncharted reference somewhere in the game. But
that's what I'm hoping. Because they do a good job of referencing the other titles, and this looks nothing like anything previously. So I'm hoping this does something, or I'm hoping this is in that same realm. This is just their next step in the graphical world.
Yeah, but either way, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Especially like I said, Beastie Boys or you really couldn't use space. You couldn't really use Rocket Man from John L. You can use Rocket Man in that case.
Final Countdown.
Yeah, Final Countdown can work too. Where's it far?
I said that one works too. They couldn't go too Guardians with it.
I was gonna say you can do Ride Like the Wind, but someone at Game Awards already used Ride Like the Wind.
True. I mean, there's a couple. I'm just saying. But anyway, moving right along with the trailers, guys. This one, another one, very Mech Warrior-ish, very Titanfall. If they had a baby, I'm looking forward to it because you get to pilot. This is probably the closest to armored Zoids that you're going to get to, and you're going to understand what I mean in this trailer. This game is called. Say what do you say, Joe?
Joe will be streaming this.
Oh, I'm definitely doing this.
Yeah, this
so
one.
The Battle Royal.
Yeah. This one had his name all over it.
Oh, definitely. For all those that haven't seen it, this is Steel Hunters.
Remember this day, Hunter. We were built for victory. We are humanity's last chance.
Attention. Starfall site identified. Rival factions inbound.
Prepare to deploy. Entering the hunt. Let's get you home.
We were born to do this. To hunt and fight for freedom.
You will suffer my strength before you even see me.
I am the apocalypse!
They got me good. Hang on! I don't leave my partners behind. Revive it now. Let me repay the favor.
Consider your death part of the plan. This isn't over.
You will face impossible odds. Remember, you're an emblem of hope. Unleash the hunter within.
Okay, so let me help y'all out, because if you wanted to play the game, there is a play test that, if you'll notice the date right now, December 12th to 22nd. If you go to steelhunters.com, you can join the open play test right now for the closed beta. Just telling you, because they just announced this last night. I'm sorry, yeah, they announced this last night. Still open, at least for another 9 days. So if you do guys want to go ahead and get your hands on this and play it early, go to steelhunters.com and of course join the beta. Have some fun with it. I definitely know I'm playing it. Joe knows he's definitely playing it. Safari, you said you're down with this too?
Yeah, any kind of, you know what it is? The mech games, the mech genre is one that could easily fall into just being different types of each other. And they still do a good job of standing out and being individuals with each different. Because I've seen a couple mech games over the year, like last year or two, and none of them are play or look the same. And that's, you think that would be easy for them to cop out with, and they don't. But this is very much, yeah, Zoids, Titanfall, Anthem, if it actually worked, type feel.
Yep. Sit there with an urban mech and use your small laser to draw penises on everybody.
I will never forgive EA for what they did to Anthem. Well, I'm sorry, Joe, what were you saying?
Says, like, you just get your little tiny urban mech, which is a ball with legs and a small laser, and you just draw obscene things on the side of the mech while they aren't looking, and then run away deep into the city.
That's Battlefield 4 when you have the blowtorch and nobody's looking.
Yep,
pretty much.
It's like Mech Warrior. It's how I play Mercenaries. Big lasers, poor business decisions.
Oh, either way, guys, the open beta for Steel Hunters is still open. Definitely give it a shot at your peril, if you will, because I know I'm definitely look, I got a bunch of time I need to kill, so I'm definitely having fun with it. Moving right along, guys. Borderlands 4. Randy Pitchfork, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that last name. The unmitigated gall that he had at the Game Awards after how Borderlands, the movie, just, flopped. Let's just call it what it is. It was a massive it was a massive dumpster fire. That being said, we had to hope, for him and Gearbox Software, they had to hope for a nice Borderlands 4. We got the trailer for it, and I'm gonna let this play first before I say what I need to say. This is the trailer for Borderlands 4.
feel, how I feel, how I feel. I wanna feel. I'm gonna hit your business if it's momentary business. I'm gonna hit your business if it's momentary business. I'm gonna hit your business if it's momentary
So Rowan's not dead.
So is everybody with the mask on just zombified now, or is that always?
It's, you know, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, so is Pandora now Civil War, I guess? Because, I mean, you have the psychos on one side, and then you have a whole different group of people on the other side. And I agree with Joe. Roland's not dead. So it's like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, because again, Borderlands needs a win, a very solid win after this movie.
I missed the announcement. Did they pretend the movie was good and then segue to this, or what happened?
No, they didn't even mention the movie. The guy, the CEO for Gearbox Software, didn't even mention it. So it's just like,
calling that the Kevin Hart curse.
Yes, I mean, him being an action star outside of Central Intelligence, I don't see it. But I want to, again, don't get me wrong, Borderlands has always been a great looter shooter. 3 was, I mean, 1 and 2 were great. 3 was
I've heard gameplay for 3 was great, but story was trash. Or do I have it?
Yeah,
correct.
Yes.
The biggest mistake is that they gave us Handsome Jack and removed him from the board too early.
Way early. Handsome Jack could have stuck around at least till 4. I mean, the fact that you had you actually had a great protagonist in Handsome Jack, and then you offed him in 2. And then 3 was just, I mean, like I said, 3 gameplay was great. The loot was great. The story was absolute horrible. And this is coming from a game that had DLCs that had great stories. Every DLC from Borderlands 1 and 2 was a great story in itself. And even 3, the DLCs following the main story were all great. But now it's just like your movie bombed. Your trailer doesn't really inspire anything except that you're saying that things have changed on Pandora. So I know for me, I'm going to need to see a lot more before I get invested in this. But what do you guys think Borderlands 4?
I know they probably had some huge strategic marketing plan beginning of this year where they're going to show the movie. The movie does well. We talk about the movie, and then surprise, there's a new game. And they had to just flip the entire whiteboard over or like throw a bucket of water on it. And it's like, well, none of this is going how we planned. And even then, it seems like everybody, I'm not a Borderlands fan, but it seems everyone who is has trust issues because of 3 and the movie. So it's like, you already didn't do one great thing this year. We got 2 stinkers coming in, or what?
I will say this, though. They missed a great opportunity to use Linkin Park's Heavy as the Crown.
It's also another one. Another strike against them.
If you're gonna pick something, I'm like, or even dare I say, Borderlands, they could have used K-Dot's TV off.
That too.
I'm like, it fits. It would have fit with the trailer. And again, I am not a musical director. I am not a film student. I just know that when you're doing certain trailers on certain video games, certain music works. Don't believe me? Look at James Gunn. He's made an entire career off of this. That's all I'm saying. But Joe, what about you? Does this inspire you to look at Borderlands 4, or are you gonna give it a pass?
Oh God, no.
That's fair enough. Oh, I can't knock you for that.
So they it's like, we know it's Borderlands, but they very much have trust to earn back from
definitely
all of their fans for the next 2 or
those next couple of DLCs better be freaking free. That's all I know. You wanna win back your fan base, you better learn from Helldivers. You better learn from them and learn from them well. But moving right along, guys. A couple of fighting trailers that we have before we get to our other two, and then our recap of the awards and who won. Tekken 8 decided to add a new fighter from Final Fantasy 16 onto their roster. Clive Rossfield from Final Fantasy 16.
Hooray, Ben Starr.
On this, my sword, I swear, to shield the Firebird's flame forevermore.
Get ready for the next battle. Tekken 8. New challenger.
Okay to even not. Any objections?
Clive Rossfield.
And I for hope.
Let's take it.
The only fantasy here is yours.
Afraid.
Our flames blood as one. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms.
All right. Now that, guys, was the trailer for Clive Rossfield's gameplay in Tekken 8. As you can see, this definitely does wrap up the 1 year pass, because in the spring you got Eddie, in the summer you got Lydia, in the autumn, or I should say fall, you got Heihachi, and now in the winter you get Clive and a bonus stage at Phoenix Gate. Joe, I'm going to toss this to you because you've been making people cry on Tekken. What do you think?
I'd play him. I certainly would play him. I'm glad we didn't get Italian Prime Minister Tifa Lockhart.
I was gonna say, but it was like apparently butthurt we didn't get Tifa.
So here's the thing. Harada even says, I want to put Tifa in the game, but you nerds have this thing about overdoing artwork with her, predominantly an Italian Prime Minister. So we can't have that.
Didn't he say he wanted to put the Colonel in there too, and Popeye said no, or KFC said no?
Yeah, he wanted to put Colonel Sanders in, and KFC was like, nah.
That's so hilarious. But yeah,
I think KFC is missing out on a golden opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and you couldn't understand why people wanted Waffle House to be a thing.
The Waffle House stage would have sold by itself.
You could.
I think adding Clive is really good because of what his game does. Lets him fit into Tekken very easily because we have all those powers that the summons do when he can utilize them in the game itself.
Yeah.
So making work in Tekken is pretty easily. This also means Kazuya has fought Cloud.
He's fought
Noctis.
Cloud. He's Noctis. That's another one. Yep.
Sephiroth.
That's another one.
And now Clive.
So he's fought about 4 people. He's fought about 4 people from Final Fantasy games.
Yes.
Although Tifa would have made a nice one, but let's be honest, the internet will always ruin something. The internet community will always ruin something.
I also think people who have like weapons in Tekken. I don't know why I keep thinking it's a straight hand-to-hand fighter.
Yeah, because I mean, even Yoshimitsu has a sword, but he's always had it.
That's why I keep forgetting crosses over in here sometimes. And that dude, I don't even know where he's from. He's been in Soul Calibur, Tekken.
They're the same universe.
Yeah,
I was gonna say he's been in so many. My introduction was the first Soul Calibur, but I'm like, he's been in so much. I don't even know where you belong.
He's definitely in a lot of them, but no, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I still got to catch up. I have such a backlog to catch up on, and again with the Fires Pass, I think Tekken learned its lesson about the Fires Pass, and especially the stages, because they made sure to include the bonus stage on this one after the Heihachi issue. But again, as you can see, guys, that will be available. That character will be playable not too far from now, and definitely check out Joe. Joe Italian last name, because again, if you've never seen Joe make people rage quit in fighting games, you're missing out. That's all I'm saying. The other fighting game, say what?
Shaolin Showdown is one day I hope to become adequate.
That also being said, there was another fighting game announcement that we did actually get at the Video Game Awards. This one was kind of short, but again, this is Sega that loves to taunt about certain things, decided to let us know that there is a new Virtua Fighter coming out.
Junin Hayendo.
Okay, I just want to point out one thing. Am I crazy to think that Master Z may actually be in this game? And the reason why I say this is because literally Hacked, the outfit, the fighting stance. For all those that never seen Ip Man, there's a character in there named Master Z, and he has his own spinoff movie. He looks exactly like that. And so
Arthur may be based off of him this time around.
Oh, did it say they had their own direct today?
They had their own direct, yes.
Immediately after the Game Awards.
Yeah, their direct was immediately after the Game Awards. So I didn't see it, but at the same time, it's Virtua Fighter. We haven't seen Virtua Fighter since 5 Showdown, I believe it was, Joe.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've been saying, and me, Joe, and Tafari, we've all been saying this, with Street Fighter, with Tekken 8, there used to be a trio of fighting games. It always had 3. I'm not expecting Iron Galaxy doing their Killer Instinct, although I really wish they would. They need to. We do need to have another Killer Instinct. We need to really have another Samurai Showdown. Will we get it? Possibly not.
We just got it.
Well, I mean, not an update. Not as, how can I put this? Samurai Showdown that we have is not as updated as Street Fighter 6 and as Tekken 8 are, where they're almost hubs versus games now, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm saying it's just like there needs to be that third wheel, and Virtua Fighter could actually be it. Now, if they take it to that level, cool. I'm all for it. I miss playing as a few characters. I'm like I said, I'm hopeful about this. What do you guys think?
The response seems pretty good. I hope I know Sega's looking to pivot this energy they've generated this year into some other stuff. I know Virtua Fighter has been starving for some attention, so hopefully this will be it.
Joe?
And they're using the Ryuga Kuda engine too, so that thing's going to look super duper nice.
Right. Although Sega, I will say this before we move on to Turok. You are teasing a crap load of games. Where's the console?
Where they at? Said where they at?
That part.
Remember, they teased a bunch of stuff making a comeback, and I guess this is it now. No console, but they're at least honoring their word from before.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, they are honoring their word. It's just that if this was ever a time to throw the hat back in the ring, what are you waiting on? Technology itself. And I've said this before, Dreamcast has and will always be a great console to have or to find if you were able to find a working one. Just because the games that came out with the Dreamcast were way ahead of their time. It's just that for reasons beyond our comprehension, the library couldn't keep up, and Sega eventually dropped out of the console race and just stuck to making IPs. I'm just saying, Sega, you've already delisted some games from Nintendo and their Nintendo channel. You could turn around and give us back a console. So far, what you got in your hand?
Rage Wars. I don't think I've ever actually played or finished this.
Rage Wars. I think the last Turok I played was probably the first one on N64. Seeds of Evil.
Is this not the first one?
No, the first Turok was
Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Thank you. Because they did have one on PlayStation that was supposed to be a reboot. I think it was for PS4. It didn't really get a lot of attention on it now that I think about it. Because I know there was Turok, there was Turok Evolution, and then there was Shadows, which was in 2000. Rage Wars was 1999. Seeds of Evil was 1998. And then they had a weird one. It was just like called Turok for 2008. That's the PS4 version.
Yeah, that's the one I see. It looks like it was Turok Dinosaur Hunter, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, Turok Evolution, and then just Turok, which I think it came out on PS3 and got ported to the 4.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Turok was another first-person shooter that I honestly should have had a reboot. It honestly should have had a reboot really a long time ago, just because that was fun to play against dinosaurs outside of Dino Crisis. But it looks like we are getting a new Turok game called Turok Origins. If you haven't seen it, here's the trailer. That looks like that's gonna be fun. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tafara.
I said it's giving. What am I trying to say? It's like Monster Hunter / Horizon, but with dice.
Yeah, I agree. That's actually wish listed, so we don't have a release date for that yet, but it looks like it is gonna be next gen on the PS5. Yeah, the fact that I am getting kind of Horizon vibes, especially with the armor, especially with the weapons. It looks like there's certain types of like they may have certain classes. I'm not sure about that yet, just because I'm going off the picture. Especially the guy with the melee, with the range, and then of course you have the bow, which has always been prevalent in every Turok game. But yeah, I am definitely going to get more information on that as it comes along. Joe, does this make you want to play? I don't know. You were a Turok fan, Joe, or did you pass on it? You muted, Joe.
I think I only played 2.
Okay, so you probably played Seeds of Evil.
Had that brain drill.
Yeah, Seeds of Evil. That's what that one was. But I don't know. I am looking forward to that. But the last trailer that we do got, guys, before we do a review of who won and who got disappointed at the Video Game Awards. Again, this was the last one that they showed because Mr. Jeff pumped this one up, saying, we got one last thing to show, and every GTA 6 fan was hoping to see something. Man, were they ticked off when this showed up. But for the rest of us, we're intrigued. This is basically called Project Century.
Tonight I've got a little something special for you. We're going to try out a brand new tune. Oh my, your music, your setting praise. Let's sing together. Let's keep on singing night and day. With music I'll never stray. Sweet as you're on my mind. Love music. Let's keep on singing night and day. With a music on stray.
And then Godzilla comes around the corner from Ginza.
It's an early era Yakuza / Sleeping Dogs game.
Yeah, and it looks great. Good Lord, if that's how the gameplay is going to go, I'm sold. But that was Project Century. Again, we speculate it's going to be a Sleeping Dogs Like a Dragon game. Either way, we're all for it. But like I said, from what we've actually gotten a lot from these trailers, guys, we can't say that we were disappointed this year in this, especially with games that are coming out, which are obviously going to be next gen, which means that eventually the PS4 and Xbox One will eventually be phased out completely, and it's just going to be next gen and PCs. But overall, guys, before we get to the award announcements, takeaways from these trailers, from the announcements, were we disappointed? Were we surprised? Were we satisfied?
Everybody has opportunities to gain or lose fans depending on what your final development looks like. So everybody's got a fair shot right now.
Mm-hmm. Joe?
Surprised and satisfied.
Fair enough. I'm the same way. I'm satisfied. I didn't think there were any bad trailers. And like I said, guys, I know we covered a great deal of them. There were still many more out there. Some were actually updates. like the Outer Worlds 2, Killing Floor 3, Mecha Break, and about, like I said, 60 different other games out there. They got updates. Again, you can actually go out and check them out yourselves. But as they get closer to release dates, we will definitely talk about them. But yeah, overall, the Video Game Awards, like I said before, for what they could do, for what they had and what they could do, it was still great. Trailers were great. Definitely satisfied on my end. But before we do wrap this up, guys, we do want to talk about how the awards went. We'll start first with Game of the Year. Astrobot winning Game of the Year. Were we happy? Were we surprised? Or just,
I said it's going to be Wukong, and if not, the upset will be Astrobot. So I wasn't shocked. That's been hitting home with parents and kids. So, and they come up from a tech demo to a full-fledged game. Sony, they got that.
I agree. Joe?
Once again, a single-player game that has actually no monetization or live service game wins again. Because I think last year we had that too. Showing the industry we don't want live service. We don't want hero shooter unless it's Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, Elden Ring won it last year.
Yeah, an Elden Ring multiplayer game. That's going to be weird.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was going to be its own separate thing. Good luck with that.
Which apparently has Dark Soul bosses in the game too.
Merge all your stuff and your IPs into a battle pass looter shooter type deal. So cool. Fortnite but Souls-like is basically what we're going for.
Yep, because everybody complained about the difficulty.
But apparently it's like Battle Royale, and whoever's left, that's who gets to fight the boss. So that's just, you're looking at like 30, 45-minute matches apiece, and that gets exhausting fast.
Right.
But I was not expecting I don't know. I didn't expect any of the trailers that people were looking for. I knew for a fact we were not getting GTA 6, Kingdom Hearts, or a Bloodborne anything. I had no expectations.
Oh, that I was trying to tell people that Bloodborne is going to be a PlayStation showcase. They're not going to waste that on the Video Game Awards, no matter what. But Game of the Year, though, not surprised about Astrobot. I mean, I was thinking it was going to be Black Myth Wukong or at least Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Thank God it wasn't a DLC. No shade on Elden Ring. Shout out the Erdtree. But a DLC cannot be Game of the Year, in my opinion. Best game direction. Astrobot takes the win again. Over pretty much the same category as Game of the Year. Are we really surprised by that, or just or did they get it right?
No, because game direction and paying homage to all those properties, let them have it.
Joe?
No, like I said, fantastic game. No monetization, no live service. Nearly shout out Nintendo while promoting a Sony property. Always funny. They did that for Game of the Year, but still.
Still, that was awesome.
What did they say? What did they say?
They were the main dude was really, 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 like, he just couldn't say the word Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He pretty much said everything but like Nintendo. If you want a Game of the Year, create a game that fans want to play. He said that in so many words. Paraphrasing, mind you. But moving right along, best ongoing game. The winner for that was Helldivers 2. Not surprised. It deserved it in my opinion, although I'm speaking as a Destiny 2 fan and Diablo 4 fan. Helldivers 2, this was their year. Guys, what y'all think?
To fall from grace and then got back into good graces, they fully earned that, because that community pulled an immediate 180 on them, and rightfully so, and they slowly got everybody back. So I give them credit for listening and fixing the shit that people told them was not correct. So yeah, they deserve that.
Cool. Joe?
Same. Like, I'm glad they got it. They needed the win after everything that happened to them for a while.
Yeah, like none of what happened was their fault. That was all Big Daddy Sony. But the fact that I'm very glad that they went home with something.
Yep.
I completely agree with that. Okay. Best art direction. Winner was Metaphor ReFantazio. No complaints. They earned it. No complaints on my end. They earned it. What do you guys think?
It's all good. I've seen some of Metaphor. There's no way it wasn't getting something as far as visuals.
And I say this because between them and Black Myth, and again, Wukong fan here, but Metaphor, this a little bit more than Black Myth. I'll put it that way. But Joe, what were you gonna say?
No, they deserve it.
Yeah.
Like it's the art style is just a even more stylized version of Persona. So those are already pretty to begin with.
Gotcha. All right. Best mobile game. Winner was Balatro. I am not gonna lie. I have no idea what this mobile game is. I had no dog in this fight. So I'm just gonna go with that they made the right. I'm gonna say if Balatro was the winner, then there was enough people that voted for it. But what do you guys think?
Apparently Balatro is just cards, but made by one person and no microtransactions. So it's free and fun to get into. So good for them. I didn't even know Pokemon had a mobile game out.
Yeah. Joe?
Yep, same.
Cool. All right. Best narrative. Winner, Metaphor ReFantazio. Can't knock it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was a surprise. Infinite Wealth from Like a Dragon was great. Silent Hill 2, the remake, was also good. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 was a surprise, but I'm going to give it to Metaphor on this one. They really scored the marker on this one. I can't knock it. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, Metaphor. I would have said Rebirth, but we still have rocking with an incomplete story at the moment, so we don't know what the narrative is.
Pretty much. Joe?
I think what hurt Final Fantasy was that Hail Mary finale.
Pretty much.
Metaphor ReFantazio.
Yeah, they just, like I said, I was glad they actually got some recognition because honestly, I expected Astrobot to really take the night. Best performance by, and this is what makes it weird because these are video game actors, and of course, the strike going on that they had this category. But best performance of the night was the winner, Melina Juergens, who plays Senua in Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I played Hellblade 2. She's a great actress in that game for the main character. Brianna White, who is Eris in Rebirth. Yeah, she's Eris in Rebirth. Also great. I cannot speak for Life is Strange Double Exposure. Never played it. Luke Roberts was great in Silent Hill 2. And Humberly Gonzalez, who played the main character in Star Wars Outlaws, was great too. I just have to say that Hellblade 2, if you never played a game like that, the actress, the actor in this case, because they all are actors, she just stands out in my opinion. So I can see why she would have definitely got the double on that one. But what do you guys think?
I got no complaints against it. The only person Life is Strange was, I think, too new. I don't think a lot of people got their hands on it, even though it's the cast everyone liked.
Yeah.
But it was for either her or Brianna White for me.
Joe?
Yeah, again, she deserves it.
Yeah, I got no argument with that. Best score in music. I am surprised by this one. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth got the win on this one. I was really thinking it was either going to be Metaphor or Stellar Blade. Astrobot does have a nice little score to it. Silent Hill 2, it's just the sound effects. It doesn't really the music. Not going to lie, I expected Metaphor to get this one and not Rebirth, which again, I'm not complaining. They're both great musical scores, but I expected Metaphor. But are we happy with this one, guys? Or we think someone got snubbed?
I'm happy with it because, like you said, with sound effects, I still don't understand how Kingdom Hearts 3 lost to Death Stranding. Because every time I've seen people play it, there's damn near not any noise. So this is the redemption they needed in my eyes. And Square Enix has always been very particular about the music. So this feels appropriate for them to get it.
Fair. Joe?
Huh? Sorry, I dipped out completely. That's on me.
You're good.
No, you're good. No, best score in music. Did they get it right with Final Fantasy VII, or should it have been someone else?
No, the score was fine. I mean, it's what we wanted, what we come to expect. It was well remixed and everything. Everything was fine.
Okay. Best audio. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Can't argue with that because the audio on that one, if you never played a Hellblade 2 game, there's no music, there is no tracks. It is literally her and the voices and the battle sequences. The audio had to be freaking crisp on that game. Astrobot, can't complain. Nice sound. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, that's just explosions. No offense to Black Ops 6, because I love your campaign. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Again, you had to have audio with dialogue and music and everything else going on. Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 didn't have a track, supposedly. It didn't have a musical track per se. It, again, was more about the sounds. However, because Hellblade 2 is more dependent on what you hear during the game, that impacted me a lot more. So for me, it made sense that Hellblade 2 got the double on this one. Tafari Joe, agreed or disagreed?
I didn't play Hellblade, but I'll give it to him because one of my first and long-standing complaints with Final Fantasy is that the music and the audio for the dialogue feels so unbalanced. Like, there's certain times where I can't hear shit.
Joe?
No, I'm here. Right, best adaptation, right?
Best audio.
Best audio.
Yeah. No, it's if you best performance and best audio is always going to be going to Senua's Hellblade. Anytime that game comes out, those two are automatically going to have it because she is the game and the audio is the game.
Pretty much. All right. Best adaptation for a television series. Fallout gets the win over Arcane, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and Tomb Raider: Legend of Lara Croft. Don't get me wrong. Arcane on Netflix is great. Knuckles, for its short 6 season, it's a limited series, but still fun to watch. Like a Dragon, Yakuza, I actually liked what I saw on Netflix. Didn't really give Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft a shot because I kind of feel like Tomb Raider's Lara Croft story has been said so many times and overdone.
Yeah, but Haley Atwell's doing her voice in the series.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it. But Fallout I can understand why Fallout got the win for Amazon Prime and for what they've done with it and the fact that it's already got the next 3 seasons greenlit. And of course, where the story's going, which I don't want to spoil for anybody. But yeah, I can see why Fallout got the win on this. But what do you guys think?
Nah, should have been Arcane.
I think I'm okay with it because Arcane won the last time, and it was literally them, another Sonic property, and a couple other heavy hit, stronger competition when Arcane won last time. I believe one of the Castlevania seasons was up for it too.
Yeah, Nocturne.
Yeah, so Arcane not getting this one, I'm okay with. Fallout earned that one. Knuckles was great, but at the end of the day, it's a kid show, and they're adapting. They're doing their own adaptation of different material for a movie tie-in. So I'm not upset with it.
Right. I'm not like I said. And again, this is not a knock on Arcane. Arcane is freaking great if you ever get to watch it. But I know for me, it made sense that Fallout got the win. Best multiplayer. Again, Helldivers 2 gets the win. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Again, love the campaign. Multiplayer kind of leaves something to be desired. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, I think, is still a little early. Although, again, that's fun to play as well. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Always a fun game. And Tekken 8 is a great fighting game. Just didn't really see it as multiplayer, but all right. But yeah, Helldivers 2 getting the best multiplayer made sense to me. But what do you guys think?
The same, because same reason I said I was okay with Elden Ring getting Game of the Year, because while everybody was waiting for that massive series of games and Sparking Zeros and Fighters to drop in the fall, everybody was on Helldivers. We went to We went to Battlefront, and then that sucked, and then we came right back to waiting in line to get into Helldivers, and then we tried to go. Some people, the only thing that screwed Helldivers was Sony for making people get accounts. And that's why I think that's the only reason Space Marine is here, because so many people left Helldivers and went to Space Marine.
Yep.
They held down the games that held down the drought at the beginning of every year aren't discussed enough. And I feel like this is their comeuppance. So Elden Ring getting Game of the Year last year, Helldivers getting Best Multiplayer, and then expanding on it during the show. I think it's great.
Joe?
No, it's gotta be Helldivers. Like, it's just Helldivers.
I understand. Hey, look, you're preaching to the choir on that one. But the next two I'm just going to go ahead and combine just because, again, debut indie game and best independent game to me are one and the same. I don't know why they're two different categories. Baltro gets both of them. I'm not really familiar with Animal Well or Manor Lord Pacific Drive. The Plucky Squire I can get, but it's just that Balatro, from what I understand, it's Candy Crush addictive from what I've been told. I got no dog in the fight on this one. What do you guys think?
Same. The only one I've heard of is Balatro, and that's due to its recent nominations and everyone saying how great it is. I know nothing about any of these.
Joe?
Same. I don't know about any of them, and I just keep hearing Balatro, so.
Yeah, fair enough. So for all you Balatro people, y'all won. Most anticipated game was GTA 6, which again kind of makes sense. Death Stranding 2 on the beach. That's kind of a niche group of people that are looking to play the next Death Stranding, especially after the first one ended. Ghost of Yotai. Let's be honest, that's like Death Stranding, except their player base is going to be way larger. Not as large as Grand Theft Auto 6, but again, it makes sense. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, again, like Death Stranding, you got a specific spot, number of people that are looking to play the next Metroid game. Monster Hunter Wilds, I put that in the same area as Grand Theft Auto 6, except 6 does have a bigger following. So I can understand why Grand Theft Auto 6 gets the win here. Although I kind of feel bad for all fans not getting to see a hint of it like they were expecting it. But is it agreed on that one that you pretty much GTA 6 was the most anticipated game that never got a trailer yet? Or, was someone else going to take that crown?
I say it was either going to be them or Monster Hunter because the other three just got here. Like, we didn't find out about them until recently. But Monster Hunter fans have been waiting on that, so I honestly thought they were going to take it since I think GTA 6 has won this title multiple times already.
Fair. Joe? You muted.
GTA 6 doesn't need to be in this because it's already won so many times. Like, just take it off of there. Monster Hunter Wilds already had a beta, very successful beta. Gave people chance to actually play and get killed by a giant thunder dragon repeatedly. Showed that we get to dress in different styles now. All the weapons are reworked. We actually have like a legit super move now. We can like damage monsters and get critical points. So they just revamped it to the point where it just needs to hurry up and be out.
Fair. Moving right along, best role-playing game. Metaphor ReFantasio takes this one. Dragon Dogma 2, I'm going to be honest, I didn't play that. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, it's a nice story, but it's just more of the same with Elden Ring. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, played it for the nostalgia. Like Joe said, there was a Hail Mary ending, which that kind of splits the community in half. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, fun to play. Cannot knock that. To me, it would have been the winner really should have been a tie between Metaphor ReFantasio and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I cannot put one above the other. To me, those are evenly matched, but that's just me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Metaphor. I'm hearing Metaphor is like a 200-hour game just on the story alone, whereas Final Fantasy, it's a retelling at the end of the day.
Yeah. And Joe, you said the same, or did you say differently? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, same. It should either be either Infinite Wealth or ReFantasio. There's it's apples and oranges.
Yeah, I agree. Games for Impact. I don't know why this category exists, but
what is this category?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I meant to look this up. I think it's Impact as far as either technology, people, or something else, or just a different scape. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not look up the reason for this category. But the winner in this one was Neva. Again, no dog in the fight on this one, just because I guess they're trying to tell different stories. I know for Life is Strange, it was definitely about the human condition. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 was pretty much just her psyche and basically fighting her demons in her head. So I chalk it up to that. I got no dog in this fight. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. As far as Games for Impact, I got nothing. And I'm about to say it sounds like the same.
No, we collectively got nothing for that the game that won or the category.
All right, and content creator, congratulations to Queso, I guess, because no dog in the fight.
I've never watched him, but I've seen some clips here and there on TikTok. He's a pretty hilarious and decent guy. He just not crazy antics and yelling and throwing shit. He just is at his computer having a good time with whoever's watching. So he's
not Kai or I Show Speed.
He very much is a grown man who's like, I know my age and I'm not going to get up and hurt myself and risk injuries and gray hairs. You can come see me play games and chill the hell out, and we're just going to cool till I need to go to bed.
Got that part. Joe, any dog in the fight on content creators?
Should have been Pakura. She plays a lot more variety of games.
Good to know.
And
I'm sorry, go Joe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Possibly also a war criminal with a monkey.
Wait. Say the last sentence one more time.
Oh, it's a running gag that she is on her stream. She's a retired war criminal with an actual pet monkey.
Okay. Because I was like, you kind of said it fast. I'm like, wait, what? What did I hear? Okay. Good to know. Action adventure games. Astrobot gets the win here. Prince of Persia: Lost Crown was a great side stroller, but it didn't really, to me, add up to how the Two Thrones worked or the Warrior Within. Silent Hill 2 again was a retelling. Star Wars Outlaws was fun. Don't get me wrong. Star Wars Outlaws is great. If you never get the chance to play it, you highly should. Legend of Zelda.
That giant update that they gave it.
Yeah. And also, shout out to Lainey at Geek by Heart, who is still playing Legends of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Definitely check out her stream. I know she got pretty far in the game. I just don't know exactly where she is. So, Lainey, if you're still watching this, let us know where you are in the game. But yeah, overall, I can see Astrobot getting this just because it's when you compare the gameplay, and it's kind of going to be outside of a retelling, outside of another Zelda game, outside of Outlaws. Astrobot was different, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
It's the best action adventure. I mean, Prince of Persia, I feel like gets slandered because it's got the Ubisoft label.
Yeah, it's got the curse.
You said Outlaws has got a big update.
Oh yeah, that was a huge update.
Yeah,
they reworked their equipment system, the stealth system, weapons, a whole bunch of stuff.
I think Outlaws also suffers from the Ubisoft curse. So has Nintendo gotten a win yet?
No. I don't think they did.
I think this is a very low entry point for them too.
There's not a lot of Nintendo games on here.
Yeah, because I don't really think they got the win on this one. But yeah. Joe, what are you gonna say about this?
Absolutely sweep last year with whatchamacallit? Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom did sweep. It did. You're exactly right. They did sweep last year. But I don't know. I'll leave it at that. Best action. Black Myth Wukong. Again, this was kind of weird as far as when they said action. It's like, are they saying action in a single player game, action in a multiplayer game? They didn't really specify, considering the fact that if you look at Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Space Marine 2, and Stellar Blade, it's kind of like, which game would you reach for if you had the choice? Now, if we're doing it that way, I'm not gonna lie, I'll go Wukong. I just don't get the entries in this because two are single player, two are single players, and the other 3 are multiplayers. So it's as Joe has already said, apples and oranges. But what do you guys think?
I think it's just them referring to the genre and combat systems, which by then, yeah, Wukong, especially because most of these are shooters, Wukong actually has some challenging stuff, and it's not just reload and aim.
Joe?
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised the waifu game didn't win.
I thought she was going to have a lot more under her belt this year, honestly.
Same. I thought the same thing too, but again, who knew? Best fighting game. I am really surprised by this, and maybe
I laughed so hard when they were naming that thing. It got dead quiet when she said multiverses.
I'm just surprised. I mean, between Tekken 8, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, and multiverses. And again, let me say this. This is not a knock on multiverses. It's a fun free-to-play game that DC has put out. But considering every other title that's been out there, how?
Because it was in a beta last time. Now it's officially out. Also, I feel like they struggle to put a full list of fighters because there was one year where I think Jump Force and that One Punch Man game both got nominated, and it feels like they very much struggle to fill the 5th slot for this category every year.
Right.
Indeed.
I can understand Sparking Zero. It's fresh. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection gave us Power Stone 2. Thank you for that. And Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, that's more of a niche area, but I still love to play it. I can understand Tekken 8 just because right now that's the hottest thing going outside Street Fighter 6. Makes sense. I got a dog in the fight on this one. Innovation and accessibility. It looks like Prince of Persia Lost Crown takes this one over Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, The Veil, Guard from Dragon Age, and Star Wars Outlaws. I guess they made it playable.
I don't know how that's scored. So God bless them, Prince of Persia. I'm glad you went home with something.
Yep.
Right. We're just gonna go ahead and give you the crown and keep on going on that note. Best community support. Baldur's Gate 3 gets the win over this, over Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky. Baldur's Gate, I could see that because Baldur's Gate 3, I will give you this. The devs behind Baldur's Gate 3 are like the James Gunn of video game companies. They listen and they respond, and you can tell that they care. Not to say that Helldivers 2 doesn't do that, but it's just that with Baldur's Gate 3, I mean, they were on it. They truly were on it.
I was fully expecting Helldivers to get shafted out of every category, and this being the one they win because of all the comebacks they've had to make. Mm-hmm. But this going to Helldivers having, I think, 2 wins already, and then this going to Baldur's Gate, I'm fine with. Because I know that community is still alive, and they are well fed.
Yep. Joe?
I'm taking this category into a different context. Best community support. I'm taking it like the modding community.
Think so?
I thought so at first, but when I'm thinking it's more toward the devs than the mods.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, either or. Both the devs and the modders have done wonders with Baldur's Gate 3, so it's no surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for Baldur's Gate 3, Helldivers 2 should get it because, like Tafara said, you know, how do you get from players dropping to players coming back, and you're doing it within the same year? That's freaking impressive. But, you know, hats off to Baldur's Gate 3. Best family game. Astro Bot takes it again over Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire.
Yeah, that one Nintendo's got to be heated. They had 3 in one category and still lost.
Here's the thing, though. And again, this may just be me, and I may be nitpicking. How does Princess Peach Showtime, how does The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and The Plucky Squire, which, by the way, are all one-player games, considered to be in the best family game category? Because I would think for family games means you are playing more with one person, hence why Mario Party Jamboree should be a shoe-in. At least I think so.
Nintendo automatically is put into every family-friendly child category, so I'm not shocked. But the fact that they didn't win still, and they had 60% of the slots, well. Good on Astrobot. This was a clear sign it was getting Game of the Year.
Yeah. Joe?
Honestly, I would have preferred Mario Party Jamboree because that is more of a family party game.
Mm-hmm.
But Astrobot is still fun, so, you know.
I mean, I'll give it to him. It is still fun. Best sim strategy game. I've got no dog in this fight. Frostpunk 2 takes it over Age of Mythology Retold, Katsunigami, Path of the Goddess, Manor Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. I've never played any of those games, so I'm just going to give it to Frostpunk 2.
Nothing.
Give it a thumbs up.
We're going with that. Best sports / racing game. EA Sports FC 25 takes it over F1 24, NBA 2K25, Top Spin 2K25, and WWE 2K24.
How did NCAA not get a nomination with how long everyone waited for that franchise?
That's my question there. That's my question. Considering the fact that that game had disappeared for well over a decade and just now recently came back. How is this not? And again, it should be at least nominated because EA Sports Football Club 25, let's be honest, soccer / European football takes over almost every sport. F1 is second. Only in the US do you have NBA and Madden to really rule the sports side. So, I mean, I understand it that EA Sports FC gets it. I'm just surprised that NCAA college football is not on here. But again, we digress. Best VR AR game. Again, no dog in this fight. Batman Arkham Shadow takes it over Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Metal Hellsinger VR, and Metro Awakening. I don't play VR games. I personally think that, Batman Arkham Shadow should have been a multiplayer platform, but that's just me. Congrats out to Rocksteady for another Batman solid game. But what do you guys think?
I'm hearing the story. Even if you don't play it, I'm hearing the story and the boss fights for Arkham Shadow are really good. So it was a great game. It just got kneecapped with being on a VR console. So Road to Redemption, Rocksteady's, they got this. They earned that.
Joe?
I mean, I watched a bit of a video of it. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, I understand why. I'm not quite sure why it gets the Arkham thing, but yeah, it's fun.
Fair enough. Best esports game. This really should be no surprise. League of Legends takes it again over Counter-Strike, Dota 2, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, and Valorant. League of Legends, I mean, they dang near have a new song every year, a new tournament every year, and sometimes a new champion every year. No dog in this fight because I know Counter-Strike is just as popular as League of Legends. It's just that League of Legends just seems to have more people interested in it. Valorant is good too, but their base is just not as big as League of Legends, so I can understand why they got the win on this. But anybody else?
No, I got nothing.
Nope.
Cool. Let's be honest, the next two are gonna be no dog in the fight on this one. Best esports athlete was Faker. Best esports team was winner T1 for League of Legends. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea who that person is. I have no idea who that team is. So I'm assuming great, I guess, unless you guys got a difference of opinion.
No, I don't. I respect esports. I don't follow it at all.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Joe, you in agreement with us, or
yeah,
something?
I don't know anybody in anything.
All right, and let's see. And the Game Changer Award, which was given to Amir Sativat, in honor of his commitment to helping game developers affected by layoffs, studio closures, find job through a job database. So, congrats, man, doing the Lord's work. And finally, the player's voice, which was this award was given to games after multiple voting by players. The winner was Black Myth Wukong. Other honorable mentions was Wuthering Waves, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Genshin Impact, and Zenless Zone Zero. Again, this was people voting for this throughout the rounds. And Wukong is hot. Can't knock it. Anybody else want to add to that, or think that think the players got this wrong?
I think the players got all 3 rounds wrong, but Wukong and Wukong was the only one that really deserved to make it this far in the first place. That like the fact that Shadow the Erdtree, I think, got nothing is just signs. We don't need DLCs for Game of the Year. They barely win other categories. Or if not for best community or continuation or whatever, make a best DLC or best expansion category next year. But yeah, Wukong, the people's champ. Thank God, because I know people were spamming for the mobile votes, hoping they get in-game rewards, which is why they keep making it this far.
Pretty much. Well, that was all of the awards that were given out for the Video Game Awards last night. And again, some were great, some were questionable, some may scratch your heads. But overall, guys, our review of the Video Game Awards for this year, you did what you could under the circumstances. We know a crap load of games are worth looking at come either this year, either come 2025 or 2026. Either way, we're not going to be starving for new games, either way you look at it. But that being said, guys, that's really all that we're going to cover for our last 2024 episode of Get Bit for the year. We are going to be taking a much-needed break. That doesn't mean that anything's going to stop. As I know, I'll know a lot of us, because I know for me, your boy needs a break from work, not from this, because I love doing this. I wish I could do this on a daily basis, but from work and just to get right for the holiday season. But for all those guys, like, I'm going to turn this to Tafari for a minute, the man, the myth, the legend, because I know he'll still have stuff going on while we're going to be off for a little while, sir. But we'll let people know what you're doing.
Yeah, you can find me on all platforms underneath this name. I post skits and stuff pretty much on the regular. You may have to go to shorts now. Apparently anything under 3 minutes gets converted and thrown over there on YouTube. So be on the lookout for shorts for me, because that might be where they get classified now. But the convention catalog or the survival guide is still going. The streams are still going. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. While we still got it, I do the walk and talks. I'm on a treadmill, chatting it up, shooting the shit with y'all, running through the retro catalog. I may, depending on how I feel tomorrow, may take a look at this Keanu Reeves DLC and get started on Sly Cooper 2. I'm also still doing clips on Blurred's Eye. Check out the highlights. Check out some of the trailer reactions we've done, interviews we've gotten to do. Got to talk to one of the people from Sonic 3, which was cool. Actually got invited to a screening for Mufasa on Monday, so stay tuned. I'll be doing my own short-ish review for that. So yeah, I'll be around for the holidays.
Awesome. Joe, want the people know what you're doing, sir, and where they can find you?
Trying to stay awake because cold medicine is slowly.
I was going to say the meds the meds are medding.
The meds are medding right now.
Meds are medding. Currently over on Total Justice, we are doing a very quick playthrough of Soul Reaver Remaster. We beat Soul Reaver 1 last night. And I keep forgetting I don't even need to do the final dungeon, because the opening of the game is the full final fight of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that I forget that. That may take a little longer because I do not have the memory I do for Soul Reaver 1 that I do for Soul Reaver 2. As I said, you can also see MechWarrior Mercs and MechWarrior Clans. I'm also in the beta for a new game called Cinduella, where it is a PvP versus PvE mech game where you hunt and gather materials and fight opponents and space aliens in little tiny mechs. I think it was an anime at one point. Nice. So we're doing that. Other than that, Tafari and I are doing Ultraman stuff. We are super confused about what's going on in Ultraman arc right now, because like the main arc ended and now they're just spinning their wheels.
Nice.
We don't know what's going on. And then if I ever play a fighting game, it'll be over on Twitch. But That's about it right now.
All right, sweet. Well, before I get to myself, guys, I always want to do shameless plugging, as usual. Definitely check out BlurredStation.com, guys. I keep telling you guys, it's the vehicle for where our content, our viewership, most importantly, our dollars should be going to. Tubi is great, but Tubi is well worth over $100 million, and it's owned by the same people that own Fox. And they do that based off our dollars. Our dollars should go to us because that's our content. And BlurredStation is BlurredStation.com is a place you can do that in. If you do want to join us, guys, and definitely join the revolution, please the Join Now button at BlurredStation.com. From there, select the Blurred's Eye View Affinity membership. And from there, guys, you can select anybody there off that Influency partner list, whether it's Safari TV, myself at Black Spartan, or many of our other compadres there. Again, as you can see, $10.99 a month to view and stream BlurredStation, $10.99 a month. After 36 months, guys, you do have the ability to own a piece of BlurredStation. And it's never been easier to be a part owner of a mega conglomerate network. A lot easier than joining Hulu or Netflix, I promise you. But definitely check out Blurred's Eye. Definitely check out Blurred's Eye View, especially because, again, that's going on hiatus. But definitely check that out. But also check out BlurredStation.com, guys, for the vehicle, the table we always wanted. Also check out AlwaysPressRecord.com. Why? Because our show, like many other shows, is showing there as well. You can definitely check them out at AlwaysPressRecord.com or APR TV on any app, including Roku, to where you can see our handsome mugs on your television stations. It is also another vehicle to where we can actually, again, have our content, our viewership, most importantly, our dollars going back to us. That's how we build our own table. So again, definitely check out APR TV or AlwaysPressRecord.com. Also, although I don't have this up, guys, please check out Rick's Comic City if you are in the if you are in the Middle Tennessee area. They do have 2 locations, Nashville and Clarksville, Tennessee. Also, their website at rickscomiccity.com for all your comic book, manga, memorabilia needs. Again, we show them love because they show us love because you see our mugs on their television station when you walk in. So definitely check them out. I want to say, if memory serves me right, they'll actually be having a signing for a Power Ranger. I forgot which 2 are showing up if they haven't already shown up, so I apologize. I should have that information. But again, if you are in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check out rickscomiccity.com. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local comic book stores. Support your local wow, that was terrible. Support your local bookstores, not just comic books, but your local bookstores as well, especially during the shopping season. Shop small, shop local. They'll be thankful for it. At the same time, guys, support your local libraries. Why? Because libraries keep up not only with mangas and comics, they also keep up with video games. Who knew? But these are the places that need our attention, our patronage, because without them, we will truly and utterly be lost. So again, support your local comic book stores, support your local bookstores, support your local libraries. You will miss them when they're gone. As for myself, guys, you can find me Black_Spartan615 on socials. The podcast can be found wherever podcasts can be seen or heard. At the same time, guys, definitely check us out on Blurred's Eye View. I also shout out to my other podcasting people, Lady at Geek by Heart. You can definitely check her out. Check out Kira, as she will be doing Room Full of Blurs, as her show will be on Sunday with her and Navy Montel. Definitely having guests and definitely doing comic book reads, which they are very good at. Also, check out Mayhem Media. Again, another one of our podcast compadres. But again, guys, support them out there because, as the Reverend Navy once said, a like and share, a follow costs nothing but means everything. And we simply cannot do this without you. That being said, guys, as we wrap this up, like I said before, this is going to be our final episode for 2024. I do, first and foremost, before we do get out of here, I do want to thank, again, Joe for rocking with me for another year of doing Get Bit podcast. We definitely want to thank Tafari for coming on and being our third wing on this Hydra-esque vehicle, for coming on and being this with as well. And again, guys, I cannot stress this enough for the knowledge and for the patience, because again, life has been lifing for me, outside of, having a baby girl, families expanding, and life is just changing for us all. I always want to tell Joe and I want to tell Tafari, really, guys, thank you for hanging in there with me for times that you guys had to take over for the show and had to run it. I cannot convey my appreciation. I cannot convey how much I really do appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I really and truly, utterly do. That also being said, guys, but as we wrap it, I'm sorry, what did you say, Joe?
I was saying thank you.
No problem. And also, definitely check out, because I said, Joe, you said that the API may be having some events coming up, or is it just for next year?
I don't know what we got coming up yet. I haven't seen anything at the moment, but it's December, so it's so hectic, everything going on.
Okay, just want to make sure I didn't cover anything. And Tafari, I know you said that you've already got your reviews coming up. And again, if you've never seen Tafari on a treadmill, Walker, that sounded terrible. If you've never seen Tafari on a treadmill playing video games, first and foremost, this man's cardio is amazing. First and foremost, be on a treadmill for 4 hours playing Star Fox Adventures and not passing out nor throwing the controller. I'm sorry. That, in my mind, is effing impressive. But definitely check out Tafari TV, not only for that, but also for the cons. Because, again, cons are winding down. It's the end of the year. But, again, they'll be back up next year. The last thing I'll say, guys, before we do get out of here, outside of saying happy holidays, depending on whatever you celebrate, whatever you believe in, whatever gets you the holidays, or if you don't believe at all. The last thing I'll say, guys, before we do get out of here is check on your people. Holidays can be rough for some people. They may have lost someone. They may have lost something, whether a tragic life event may have happened to them. What I'm pretty much saying, y'all, is check on your people, whether it's a call, whether it's a text, pull up on them if you have to. But again, check up on them. They might need to hear somebody just say, hey, man, just checking on you. Please don't do the Alex Cross. Don't do the Alex Cross greeting. If you haven't seen Amazon Prime's Alex Cross, go watch it. You'll understand why I said that. Just don't, unless y'all are cool with each other, don't say that. That's all I'm saying. But check on your people. Like I said, it's getting cold out there. Folks just need to know that somebody cares about them. And again, if you can do that, make somebody's life happy for even a brief moment, do it. The world could use more of that. Outside of that, guys, we will definitely be back here post New Year's. But you can catch us on someone else's thing or individual channels. And from there, like I said, if you got loved ones, spend time with them. It's not all about presents, as we said on Blurred's Eye View. Trust me, you don't got to rush to get presents. You don't have to, blow the bank or your credit cards to get gifts. Trust me, those same deals will be available New Year's.
Yeah,
sometimes a lot better. So, really put, guys. Spend time with your loved ones. Enjoy the time off. We definitely will. Thank you again for another year rocking with us here at Get Bit Podcast. We appreciate, and honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, I appreciate every one of you guys that have literally and figuratively been with us. This is now going. We are now episode 173. Who knew we make it this far? And thank you for being yourself standing tall. We try to be, Kira. We try to be as you encourage us, even though your encouragement comes with hostility. But we still love you. Your encouragement comes with hostility, but we still love you. That being said, guys, let me stop rambling. Again, thank you all for watching. And again, on the playback on YouTube, again, like, share, subscribe, run the numbers up. We just try to get famous. Not Kardashian famous, but we try to get famous. That being said, guys, any last words for call tonight?
Just coast into the new year. It'll be all right.
Yep, dark days are ahead, but we'll be all right. Joe, any last words?
I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, them cold meds has got you. But like we always say, guys, here on Get Bit, be nice, be kind, be clean, love and share your fandoms. Don't be a dick. We'll all be cool. Thank you all for watching, guys. We'll be out and see you guys in the new year. Peace.